Hey, Arnie Nimbus, I'm unmuting my mic specifically for you because I'm glad that you love the streams, and we will keep it up. If for nobody else, for you especially, you're the best. All right, I'm gonna go back to being muted now. See you in a little bit.
I was rubbing the teeth of a comb is what I was doing.
Oh.
We are live. Welcome in, everybody, to the stream. My name is Joe. Welcome to Roll with Advantage, and welcome to the Salamander Coast. This is session number, I might have labeled it wrong, but I think it's 30, right? Or am I wrong?
I think you're wrong.
Oh,
By
it's
how many?
27.
27?
It's
Okay.
27.
I'm off by 3.
Not horrible, but 30 is like a pretty big number. Like,
Yeah,
it's like
that's
a
why-
landmark number.
That's why I thought. All right. Well, anyway, session number 27, still a big one. It's a multiple of nothing.
3
Three.
Nine?
Thank you.
and 9.
And 9.
Nothing.
3 and 9.
Hey, yo. All right. There we go. That's your math fact for the day. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Quick
As
math.
always, I'd like to give a big thank you to our artists who are much better at math than me. Lisa, Gemma, Andy, and PT Dat. Follow their Instagrams. Check them out. They deserve it. That's a cool ass armored cat.
Yeah, it's the one that Arnie Nimbus posted in Arts and Projects.
Oh, okay.
Or
Ooh.
Projects and Hobbies.
Ooh, yes. I'll take a look at that during the
Discord
intro.
names, right?
Okay. So
Yeah, holy crap, man, the eyes. I'm sorry, I'm gonna shut up.
It's okay,
I'm,
that's
I'm,
okay.
I'm really jealous. It's
Man,
really good.
Okay, well now I gotta look at it. Oh my gosh. Holy crap. That is one
I wanna own the
badass
cat.
armored cat.
That's my cat now. I want it.
Alrighty. So I think the thing that I want to say at the beginning is I love you all for tuning in. Thank you so much for your continued support and admiration. And now that more people are here, thank you once again to Arnie Nimbus for the resub, second month in a row. What a cool guy.
Hey.
A cool person. So with that, I think we should roll the intro and then get started. Intro time is the
Or gesticulate. Either works.
And we are back. So, just as a quick disclaimer, before we get started, obviously off in the corner there, down there next to Bianca, there is no Poe right now, but he will be here in about an hour. He was having some plumbing issues at his place, but luckily within the hour that should be fixed and he'll be back with us. So, in the meantime, well, something will be there for Poe. But in the meantime, I think that we should go ahead and get started. Man, this ambience isn't doing it for me. It's a little too peaceful. Let's go ahead and get, yeah. Let's get Tense 1. Tense 1 is my go-to when it's not super intense, but it's like kind of spoopy. There we go. Yeah. That's perfect. Alrighty. So, last we had left off our wonderful motley crew of adventurers here. After finally taking their first foray into what it truly means to be an adventurer, needless to say, some of our party members here may or may not be having some regrets about the life that they've fallen into. After receiving a message from the Dark One cultist by the name of Daku, channeling into their minds one evening while they thought that they were in a safe, restful place, Daku reached out to them and taunted them almost, inviting them to a long-abandoned keep in a ruinous part of the area they were staying. And the party, deciding to not live up to their names in that moment, they decided not to run away. They decided to run towards this problem, this issue, finally face it once and for all. And, well, needless to say, that process has been a little tumultuous. Delving deep into the ruinous Goliath keep that existed in this area, they found undead and aberrations and absolute nightmare-worthy creatures populating these halls, slaughtering enemy after enemy after enemy, and triumphing over every single one. There's one persistent problem the party is experiencing: whether or not to trust their drow companion known as Luthia, somebody who Keothi, their Goliath companion, doesn't trust almost at all, and Bianca is starting to have some issues with as well, while the rest of the party seems to be staying neutral for the most part, trying to determine that if Luthia is working against them or is truly working with them. Another hang-up they've been having is what exactly purpose is this area serving? There are all these dark and terrible creatures, this ruined place, but for what purpose and for why? And last session, they at least got part of an answer. There was a creature living amongst these halls, a creature known as a mind witness, a beholder-like creature, a large bulbous body with one large eye in the center of its form, with 12, 15 small tentacles popping off of its body, and some of those tentacles having eyes on the ends. A disgusting, grotesque, blood and pus-covered creature in these halls, experimenting on life, trying its hand at some type of necromancy or something of the sort. After several close calls and a few times being knocked unconscious, the party was able, thanks to the efforts of Luthia casting Fly on Poe, so Poe could actually attack the creature, they were able to kill it. Not before, though. Desmond thought the right move was grabbing the crystal and trying to run away, for whatever purpose that was trying to serve. Well, that we don't exactly know yet. But I think that is where we're going to dive right back in at. So, picking up where we left off, all of you were in this ruinous laboratory, different vials and containers and huge vases of creatures, humanoids of any race, sort of stored away in these vats and then harvested for parts whenever this mind witness needed them. Its table off to the room full of grotesque pieces trying to be sewn together into different disgusting amalgamations. On one side there was that, and on the other side there is now our party, some of whom are doing better than others, but nonetheless most of them are out of breath. All of you can see that as soon as he drops down from that moment, Poe, the fly spell begins to fade as he slowly floats down on the ground. He walks over towards the wall and he pulls the greatsword from the wall. And he chokes on the blade, and you can see all of those veins, those tattoos, those birthmarks of his. They begin to glow this bright teal color all along his face and arms, and even peering underneath his armor. And you can see the sword begin to glow with him. And then his legs begin to wobble, his knees give out, and he falls down onto the ground in an unconscious state. Definitely all of you can tell that this is not something that is life-threatening, but whatever has just happened took a toll on him, mentally and physically. But you can see those tattoos, and the glowing isn't sickly at all. It is bright and full of life. But as he falls down onto the ground, some of you are looking a bit more rough than others. And see, the only other thing that I need to say is, because now that you guys have explored sort of the last room here, I went ahead and turned off the vision settings. So now there is universal light everywhere.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, so now those of you that don't have dark vision, you're no longer seeing in black and white if you're in the darkness. So with that, Poe drops down onto the ground. All of you have a much better idea of your surroundings, and Luthien walks up the stairs to rejoin you. So with that, I pass it back to you. All of you see Poe drop. You see Luthien rejoin you. Keothi is moving over towards Poe, and is just going to check on him. But in that moment, what is everybody else doing? I pass it off to you.
Cecily will join. She's gonna dart over to Poe when she sees him collapse, concerned that the mind witness did something that she didn't see. What's Keothi's verdict on this?
Well, that's a great question. Let us see what she determined. Bob? Cool.
Well, I do not. Part of me is afraid that this might be something deadly, but I think the area is clouding my thoughts. I think that this is something good for him.
Well, he's gonna make it, right?
Yes, he's still breathing, he's still alive. That is for sure, but I think...
You can see her kind of stare at the blade. And Cecily, as you're looking down at the blade, you can see that all along the edges of it and the hilt, it's almost like that icy stone is beginning to sort of crack away in parts. And you can see it start to imprint on the blade in the same shapes and waves and curls as the tattoos that go all along his arms and face. Very similar patterns.
it seems as though the blade is imprinting onto him. A bond is being formed, and I think it's taking a lot out of Poe. But he'll be fine. Don't worry. I'll make sure of it.
She tries to give you a reassuring smile best she can. Sort of scoops Poe up pretty easy and puts the sword on her back. And is just now carrying Poe.
I'd like to examine both Bianca and Desmond, see what the damage on them is, because they're the other two that don't look too well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, while you're doing that, Bianca's probably not actually standing. She's probably just sitting on the ground, like trying to take in everything that's happening, but she gave the last of whatever strength she had left to that.
He'll help you lean up against the pillar behind you.
Okay.
Like, see if you're sitting up.
Appreciate.
Also, I imagine that Desmond, during the entire time that Poe was finishing off the thing, had begun to, was continue running. Maybe, got to the stairs and stumbled and fell a little bit, and now he's just sitting against the stairwell right here.
Okay.
Looking back, seeing what happened, and he's just going to slump down and sit there.
Alright, yeah, Ashima's gonna help Bianca get up there and say, well, you feel it better than I can assess it. I think it'll be some time before you're in another fight.
Yeah, I don't know. I can walk, but it feels just like I've been walking for miles already. I'm just exhausted somehow.
Should we progress further, you should perhaps lean back and let us do the heavy lifting. Further strain, I mean, your muscles are already cramping. I've never seen this happen so fast. Your body, exactly like you said, it's beginning to react as if you've had a very high intensity workout without stretching. It's just cramping and collapsing.
I feel like I'm just bone. Ugh.
Perhaps. I know I was against it earlier, but perhaps we might rest again for Bianca's sake.
You can see Luthien sort of timidly approach, tucking part of his long curly locks behind one of his ears and just sort of not making eye contact with anybody.
Resting for... Oh, go ahead.
If she is hurt, a little rest might do her good.
Yeah, I I don't know if I realistically can make it too much further. And I really don't want you guys to go on without me.
Resting
And I
for
don't want to
another.
split.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. I just don't want to split us up either. I feel like that's not a smart idea.
Resting for another several hours. How long were we in there? 6, 7? It
Maybe even 8,
worries
yeah.
me, but
We don't have Poe either. Be able to do shit with 2 people gone.
So then I guess that's that. We rest. Or at least me and Poe.
Poe will need rest. That is, well, I'm very confident in that. But I'll do what I can to try and wake him up sooner rather than later.
Keothi just sort of moves next to Cecily, sort of like baby carrying Poe.
I could keep going. I just don't know if I'd be more of a help or a burden.
you'll need, at minimum, a small rest. Anything else, and I'd be worried about you not making the walk to that door. Nonetheless, another fight along the way. I do worry a lot about giving our enemies 14 hours. But I think it's really up to whether or not we can get you both on your feet.
Bianca's gonna nod at what Ishima's saying and then slowly slide down the pillar and sit again.
I'll check on Desmond. And I'm gonna sloop.
Respect to the stage, Connor.
I did respect it.
Yeah.
Not from my perspective.
Well, from my perspective, from my point of view, Jedi are evil. So I don't care what you think.
Get out.
And you were lost.
Both of you, get out. Said I'm deleting both your tokens. They're both getting
Kill
deleted.
me!
Oh my god.
Anyways, so, how bad did Desmond's wounds look?
I mean, he got pretty low and then he got healed again. So he's really fine at the moment. More shaken than stirred. No, I'm just kidding. More shaken than hurt.
Okay. Ashima will plop next to him and say, most of your wounds have healed very nicely from Keothi's work, but you'll maybe still need some ice for your tail.
Kind
Something
of,
cold.
it wraps around his legs a little bit with his arms, and he kind of just pulls his knees into his chest a little. I guess.
And he'll lean a little closer. Before the others, or even worse, your own mind tells you otherwise. There's no shame in what you did.
Keep fucking up and just don't want to let anybody down again.
Would you have killed the mind witness on your own? Oh, I don't know what that's called. Would you have killed the beast on your own?
Would have liked to.
But could you have?
No.
Then that's that. Desmond, there are two things in this world: the things we can control and the things we cannot. What you were able to control was yourself in combat. And by how you performed, we maybe have 2 more friends living, if in a weaker state, than we would have if you had given up. What you couldn't control was that monster was far more sinister than anything we fought before. Focus on what you can control. And when you focus on that, you'll realize that what you did was no fault of your own. It was wise. Step back and assess the situation. You learned from your mistakes. That's something that most people don't do.
Did I, though? I mean, that's twice in a row now that I've helped myself right into some sort of ambush or alone and made the party worse off for having done it.
Again, think of what you can control versus what you can't. Had you not scouted it out, we would have walked in here blind, been ambushed, perhaps killed. Had we all been clustered together, perhaps that monster had some sort of plan for us all to march in at once. Perhaps the shadows would have come from the south, from behind us, murdered us all. What you did was you stepped back and assessed the situation after viewing your past failure, which was running in without a thought. Instead, you gave introspection and foresight. Those are the marks of someone very intelligent. Not a fool. Not a fool at all. And when things started to get sour, and pointing to the stone, you offered yourself as a diversion. Took initiative and ownership of your own plan.
I just don't want anyone else to die.
That's not something we can control. But
Can I control? I mean, there's nothing. I mean, ever since we've been out of Summer's Rest, pretty much, it's one thing after another that I can't control, that you can't control, that none of us here can control, and
you can control your
when does that
actions.
stop?
Huh. Never. Believe me, 3,000 years, it's never stopped. But what you can control is your own mind. And right now, we have 2 friends who are very wounded. So if you'll help me, we can get them to safety. And ensure that they won't die. This is what we can control.
He'll give a kind of quick couple of nods of his head, and kind of his nose is maybe running a little bit, and he kind of wipes his a hand and wrist against it, kind of tearing it up a little bit, and he'll, for the first time, look over and look at you and give you a nod. Start to stand up.
And he'll stand up and start heading back over. Sloop!
All right.
Cecily,
loops over.
yeah, Cecily's been leaning on this wall here, and she'll stop Desmond, or we all regroup. She's been here listening, and it's probably a very good thing Ashima got to him first, because she's definitely not happy. But So we'll stop Desmond real quick and just... You're gonna keep going with us, though, right?
He'll take a second and then, not looking at you at first, he'll slowly raise his head and say, "Yeah,
Good.
guess that's one
I
thing
don't
I
want anyone
can
dying
control."
either.
Are you okay? I saw you down for a little bit.
I'll be fine. And that is all that will be. Then Tsushima diffused it. And she'll just
Stand
rejoin.
there for a second before kind of watching her walk away. For slowly dragging his feet, his tail kind of tucked down low between his legs more. Bomb Squad, same.
That's my Scorpion gang name.
Squad.
Bomb Squad.
So
I was just about to ask, do bombs even exist in this world? But then I realized that I've been
You're
using
carrying several.
Dude, what?
At about that point, in Keothi's arms, you can see Poth start to like writhe awake a little bit and blink. And he goes, what happened? Sorry. And you can see Keothi kind of set him down. Don't worry, you're fine. You're fine. Sort of rubs his back a little bit and holds him up. And sorry, that's embarrassing. I didn't mean to. Sorry. And eventually straightens his back, and Keothi takes the sword off her back and says, "Are you all right to hold this, or would you like me to?" And he says, No, I'm okay. I got it." He'll take it and he'll sheath it behind his back. Is everyone okay?
Bianca's gonna give a thumbs up.
Good as ever.
Cool. So, what's the plan? What are we doing?
I guess we don't want to rest in here, right?
No.
Okay. Back to the page.
Okay. All right. I will go ahead and move all of you back there.
Before we move, after maybe everybody else started to walk away, though, Desmond is going to walk over to the Mind Witness. After reading some of Belvedere's journal, as much as he doesn't want to be near this thing, I'm going to take out a small vial and with my dagger try to clip off one of its eyeballs, and then with the eyeball and pour a little bit of the blood to it as well and cork it and keep it just in case I want to use it for something later.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. Sounds good. One vial of Mind Witness blood. Well, real quick, go ahead and make a. Let's see. This is an arcane creature, so go ahead and make an Arcana check. Just because it's already bled out pretty hard. So and you guys have been talking for a while. So, all right. Yeah. You're good. You're able to find one eye stalk that still seems to have a little bit of juice in it. Yeah. Smash and gulp. You got it. Good job. Okay. Alrighty. So with that, a group of you head to. Oh, sorry, I gotta move you kind of funky here.
Okay, so I disconnected. So right after I rolled, I didn't hear anything that anybody may have said.
Oh,
I also-
I didn't hear anything either.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh, this
I
works.
just said you're good. Yeah.
Okay.
All right then.
It's only okay if we all disconnect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The whole way back to the room, Cecily is gonna keep looking at Poe, and like, she wants to ask if he's okay and what's going on, but that's just not in her vocabulary.
Mhm.
So she just won't say anything to him, but she'll just kind of keep looking.
I'm assuming Bianca kind of leaned on Keothi on the way back.
Yeah. And she was more than happy. As you were kind of
Yeah.
walking back, she was like, "Are you sure you don't want me to carry you? It's really not that big of a deal."
No, it's okay because and then she's gonna kind of whisper, "If you carry me, they're gonna think I'm in worse shape than I am, and I don't want to scare anyone." So
Okay. Well, if you change your mind, just let me know, okay?
thanks.
Okay.
And she helps you the rest of the way.
Bianca muscles through
Oh yeah.
and
It's,
then lays down in the grass.
falls into the grass and immediately begins to lick your wounds.
Yes, grass. the
Literally.
grass.
No, maybe not literally.
No.
Maybe not. That'd be weird.
That'd be very change of mood. Grass eats Bianca.
Well, if we still want to do watches and such, Cecily will volunteer for one or both.
Okay, so you guys are intended on taking a long rest? Is that what I am?
I think did we want to discuss that?
Y'all know me.
Yeah, I do totally get that. My main concern is Bianca's strength.
Yeah.
Wait,
if there
who
were
are you?
Huh?
Shut up. Yeah. Just to reiterate, like, I don't really want to give our enemies 14 hours of us having downtime, but I don't. If there is any other way to get Bianca's strength up, let's do it now. However,
Well, is there something we can do so it's less like just free downtime for them to like build up strength? Like, do we want to go and like leave a bunch of lights somewhere? Is there
Yeah.
anything we can do to kind of make this not so vulnerable?
yeah, I'm cool. I'm good. I'm raring to go. So I would like to do something.
Okay.
You know, Ashima's been the punching bag for the entire campaign until this dungeon.
I know.
Well, until the second combat encounter of this dungeon.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
the first
like
one
when
he
we
got the shit kicked out of him.
when we have everyone, when I don't have to off tank. It's it's pretty good.
Yeah. Well,
If
regardless
Ashima-
of what we do, I think lighting torches in general is. I mean, we have plenty, so I think
Yeah.
lighting the area. At this point, I'm less concerned about giving our position away, and I think like just lighting as much of this cave as we can is probably a good thing to do, since everything here hates light.
Okay. I can take like what do you estimate, Joe? Like 3-4 hours to just kind of explore a little bit
Yeah.
with a buddy, mind you. I
With
probably
a buddy,
need
yeah.
buddy system.
Yeah, no, 3 or 4 hours would be good, yeah.
Anybody want to be a buddy?
Desmond will go with you.
Okay. Yeah, and then we'll come back and then spend the rest of the time resting.
Cool.
Open shut, open shut, open shut, open shut. That's fun. I like that. I like that feature.
Okay. All righty. So then,
Well,
yep. Everybody else just staying in the grass grove.
I'm asleep in the grass grove.
suppose. Yeah, Cecily will take whatever watches. She'll watch the whole time if she needs to. It's no biggie. She's
Okay.
doing okay. So, because everyone else is pretty much not looking great except her and Kyo. So, and I guess Luthien, he's all right.
Elithius is all right. If Bianca were to take a watch, would she still get the benefits of a long rest?
Oh, for sure. Because a
Okay.
long rest is like 6 hours of sleep and then like 2 hours of just light activity. So,
Okay. Well, then she'll later be willing to get up for the second one, but she's out right now.
and then Poe and Kyo, and he'll take one as well. And Luthien will be more than happy to take 2 because all he needs is a little bit of sleep because he's doing pretty okay. Look at all
Yeah.
this stuff.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. So then, we go ahead and go through the watches here. So because the door is shut, that is easy peasy. So we'll just advance 4 hours here, just so that way, we can go on the Desmond and Ashima adventure here. So, for you two, you're just trying to blot torches around any which way you go and just trying to spread light throughout the place.
Yeah, as much as we can.
Okay, yeah, easy enough. Using whatever torches you have, are you gonna do any back towards the laboratory or just all towards the doorway?
I guess we didn't explore all the laboratory, but I don't know if I want to make Desmond go back there. So
Yeah.
He will if you bring it up. I mean, he's not that much of a scaredy cat. Or at least he doesn't want to come off as that much of a scaredy cat.
maybe at the end.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Alrighty. So easy enough. Yeah, you guys can go around all the way back the other way, and I'd probably say light enough torches and stick them in enough places to provide light your entire walk back to the big door. Easy enough.
Nice.
Doesn't seem like there's any active threat in the area right now. It seems as though most of the things that were threatening on this side of the door are taken care of.
Is there for any reason, does it feel like there's any am I getting the oogies at all? Anybody watching?
Make a perception check.
Perception check.
Turn out all the lights and wait.
Yeah.
Okay, 12. I mean, you do get every once in a while a feeling like somebody's looking at you or watching you.
It's just a Shima.
I'm staring at him intensely.
Just constantly staring at Ashima, yeah. But yeah, I mean, not really anything too threatening. Just that the gaze that somebody is watching you. But nothing too terrible.
We're walking, and he kind of feels that little shiver down his spine, all the way to the tip of his tail. He won't say anything about it, but a little spooketh.
Mm-hmm. And I actually think Ashima, your passive perception is that.
Yeah,
it's one above that. So yeah, you just have that feeling regardless.
I feel it too. That sensation of being watched.
Yeah,
As I said, I think this cave may be a beast in itself.
Doesn't feel very natural. I mean, not what it's made of. I mean, just the feeling of this. I don't know.
It's well put. I agree.
So you guys continue on with your adventure there, placing all the torches, spreading light throughout the area. You do get that feeling that somebody's watching you, but other than that, it goes without event or without ambush.
In the name of Paylor, we light the way.
Hell yeah.
Desmond.
Kevin, yeah. Come on.
Oh yeah. And then, yeah, as we're kind of like approaching back on our route to the door, did you see all of that laboratory?
He rubs his temple a little bit, trying to think. I think there was another passageway, but it may have just been another one of those circles. I'm not sure.
It may
There's
aid us.
definitely an area that we didn't go into.
It may aid us to know. Do you think you can?
Of
Would
course.
you be? Thank you. I'll guard you the whole way.
No need. But thank you.
Okay. So then the two of you are going to go ahead and make your way back up towards the laboratory.
This is my lab.
And this
This
is my laboratory.
Oh, whoa.
maybe the greatest joke of all time.
I still think it's the funniest thing ever.
It's so but once we get in here, Desmond will lead Ashima up. Are these shadow things? Do they have like bodies that were left behind? Or are
No,
those just the tokens from combat?
those
Okay.
are just the tokens from combat, yeah.
Yeah, I'll point out and be like, it was where me and Bianca fought some shadow guys.
Yeah. And
I think
then-
we did. They might have just been shadows.
This is the last place.
I will try to walk lightly, but I'm nowhere near as good as you are.
Okay.
Wait, no, come back! I can't see.
No one is.
Okay, so are you guys both trying to make some stealth checks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do it then.
All right.
No one's on light as their feet as me, Ashima, so it's okay.
Oh, well, that's a 3.
Yeah, definitely not.
Oh,
And a
and
4.
that's a 4.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Alrighty. So the two of you try your best, but needless to say, you're both a little Desmond, you're still like you said, you're not a scaredy cat, but definitely there is some trauma that you're experiencing, and every once in a while your tail might smack into Ashima, who's not really having any issues, as he's typically pretty calm-headed, but the smacking of your tail definitely is not helping with his focus. As both of you round the corner, you can see in this larger rounded area, this seems to be the scrapyard. Whatever was not used by the Mind Witness and they felt that there was no need to preserve, got tossed in here. So there are just body parts, bits and pieces of flesh and sinew and bone. The smell is putrid, getting closer and closer to it. But it is definitely quite a gruesome sight.
We will exercise control techniques by not being in this room anymore.
Yep.
I didn't. Listen. I thought of it. The whole time.
Man.
Cameron
sure
and
it
Connor
wouldn't,
are
like-
very similar. Desmond and Ashima are not.
I don't think it would have looked like one if I was in the room, but just the bird's eye view.
Oh yeah, it's a little divot.
But what is this right here? There's like a shadow, but it's like there's not like a wall or anything.
Yeah, that is just a wall. There's
Okay.
just a stone wall right there. Same as
Okay.
the rest of the cave, yeah.
Okay, so we'll probably just head back then.
Well, I
Well-
don't know. We didn't. Desmond will ask, poking out here. So he'll say, "Yeah, like I thought, but do you want to take a look and try to see what it was that this thing was doing in here?"
I don't wish to understand it, but maybe to know.
So, looking at the tools and the test tubes, is there anything that I can gather as a fellow scientist? In the
Something of a
making.
scientist myself.
Yeah, damn it. No.
Yes.
Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Come on, fours.
I mean, it's difficult. It's very obviously some type of experimentation related to necromancy. I mean, anybody could tell that. But you're having a hard time drawing those conclusions. I mean, like I said, you're still suffering from a little bit of PTSD related to the situation. Out of the tools that exist within this place, it seems as though one of the things that you get the most magical inclination from is on that workbench that it was right over here. You can see that there is a out of all the tools that are over here, there seems to be a hammer, similar to Poe's hammer almost, where it looks light in form but made of some type of sort of bronze tinted metal with different very harsh etchings inside the along the sides of the hammer, and definitely
If I pick it up, does it feel magical?
generally, yeah. I mean, with a 7 you can tell that although you can't feel any magic because you're having a hard time making that connection right now, it definitely does look to be magical.
Okay. Well, I will pick it up, kind of twirl it in my hand a little bit. Oh, I wonder what this thing does.
Is it magical in any way?
I think so, yeah. I mean, you see these, like, chings all down the side?
I
I think that's generally what that means. If you see stuff like that, I mean, I've seen like similar patterns and stuff around in Belvedere's book and in a couple of other things. So
I can hardly make them out. They look more like scratchings to me. Perhaps sometimes things outside of our control are beneficial. I don't have a magical bone in my body. And I had thought you hadn't one either, but maybe there is
I can full of surprises.
Good. Stay that way. But don't be afraid to share some of them with us. And he'll smile.
Desmond blinks a couple of times. Says, yeah, okay. And he'll just slip the hammer into like his like tool belt that he has, like the big bat symbol on the front. But like where he keeps his like thieves tools and everything, and I will hold on to it for now.
Sounds good to me. Here.
Also, from a standpoint, he did see the etchings. He just wants Desmond to feel good about himself.
Aw.
What a good guy that is, Shima. By the way, this hammer is a little bit thicker than what it actually is, but it's a good representation.
Is it like heavy?
It looks like it should be, but it's pretty light. Like I said, the only difference is that the hammer you have is a little bit thinner. It's not as meaty as this one is.
Bomb ass picture though.
Oh yeah, I like that picture a lot.
Odd hammer.
Odd hammer.
Odd hammer.
Odd hammer.
The odd hammer. Wait, let me brush this off. The god hammer. Okay. Desmond, you found it.
You win, Desmond. You win Dungeons and Dragons. Congratulations. Woo. Alrighty. I'm assuming then you guys are heading back?
Yeah, well, I think I'm good.
And there you go. Boom.
Thank you.
Make your way back in. There, like I said, those 4 hours had passed. Everyone continues to get their rest, get what they need to for another about 3.5. And at about that point, all of you then receive the effects of a long rest.
Woo! Did we on the watches have to roll anything?
No, you guys are good in here. Long rest.
Okay.
And then long rest for Luthien. All right, there we go.
Rest.
Cool. Recovers 33 hit points.
Oh crap! What was my
dog.
strength? Hold on, I think I wrote it down.
Oh, geez. I think it was 13. No,
I
it
think
was.
so.
Was it? Did you get hit twice?
I think I only got hit twice. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
I think I wrote it down. Let me just look.
Might be 12. Oh, you know what? It'll probably actually be on D&D Beyond because it doesn't change back and forth.
I think it was just a 10.
That would make sense because if you got hit twice and it was at 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't exactly a strong boy.
No.
Yep, it was 10. Yep. At least that's what
Okay.
D&D Beyond says.
Yeah, I was about to say, it just said 10 on the stream, too.
Oh,
So-
cool. Hey.
Oh well. Hey there. That's helpful. Cool.
I went ahead and now that we're back, I took a short rest. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, since you were doing a lot more active stuff, Desmond, that means you would also end up taking just a short rest. So you could burn some hit die if you
Okay.
wanted to.
So wait. Wait, never mind. What am I trying to say?
I'm not sure.
Can I not change my spells out then? Let me read to see if I can find where that is.
No, I think that it's only on a long rest.
Ah, damn it. I was gonna take Identify and find out what this hammer was.
Damn it.
If you brought it back, maybe Bianca and Poe could look at it. Like
Well,
during the
before he
second half
asks
of the
for
round.
help, before he would ask for help, he would definitely try to figure it out on his own. Like sitting in a corner, that's sitting, facing towards the corner, sitting on the ground, scratching his head, trying to figure it out first. And then if he can't figure it out, which he probably won't, he will ask.
Go ahead and make another Arcana check. Arcanada.
Our
Solid
home in
Canada,
magic
Canada
lands.
reference.
Okay. 17. Okay.
It's much better.
So, as I said, it's odd. You definitely understand that it's not meant for forging. That's for sure. At least forging metal, right? It's not used for pounding out steel or iron or bronze on an anvil. Definitely nice. Definitely more so a very delicate piece of tool of a craftsman. But in terms of specifics, it's hard to ascertain without the use of an identify spell. Due to the magical nature. Some things it's a little bit easier to tell. This thing, it definitely seems as though there's some nuance to this item.
What would happen if I picked it up and like tapped it on the wall with a little bit of force? Just like a
Yep, just
on the wall.
Some little pebbles or little dust sort of fall down off to the side. But other than that, nothing really happens. The hammer doesn't light up at all or anything like that.
Desmond's gonna rear his head back and channel his innermost Cecily and just go, oh.
Desmond, are you dying?
Just a little bit. On the
Okay.
inside.
Well, tell me if you need help, all right? Okay.
Thank you, Keothi.
Okay.
Keothi will lean
Keothi
over
ever
to you.
dies, I'm going to riot. I'm just throwing it out
Correct.
there.
Keothi leans over to you, Bianca.
I don't think Desmond is actually okay. I could tell he was lying.
Yeah. Should I go over and see how he's doing?
And you can see her on the verge of saying something, and then she stops.
That would probably be for the best.
Okay. Bianca will go over to Desmond. You all right?
At this point, he's like laying on his back with his like legs up against the wall, as if he was sitting on the wall instead of the floor.
Besides your
yeah,
orientation, are you all right?
I'm fine. He's just gonna kind of thrust the hammer up into the air. I just can't figure out what this is.
Do you want me to look at it?
If you want to.
She'll take it out of his hands. Does she notice anything about it that's besides it being a magic hammer, a general magic hammer?
Let me double check something real quick on each one of your character sheets. Okay. Okay. So you at least recognize Bianca the script. Desmond, it wasn't something that you recognized at all, just because it's not something that you are familiar with at all. Like at all. Like I said, it was very rude and harsh. But Bianca, with your proficiency in Undercommon, you gather that the etchings are some type of a very, very crude, and it's it's like Undercommon, but there's no these are like, what's the way to explain it? It looks like Undercommon, at least in base, but there are so many layers of letters and etchings on top of one another that gives you the impression that this is something much, much more complex than Undercommon, but is probably not meant to be used in written script, if that makes any sense. It looks like something
Yeah.
darker, more chaotic,
Mm-hmm.
maybe deep, one might say.
Oh, okay.
Meant for only speech and
I
not for
smell what you're
language.
stepping in.
Yeah, there we go. All right, we got there, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, it makes sense that you wouldn't really know what to do with it because I don't think you'll really want to use whatever this hammer is meant to be used for.
But it's so cool looking.
Uh-huh. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if cool looking necessarily means it's worth trying to attune to something like this.
What's the worst that could happen?
Magical influences aren't necessarily good or bad. They're pretty widespread. I mean, you can hold on to it. I don't know. This thing makes me a little nervous, but I don't think it's a bad thing that we're holding on to it, as long as it's not being used for bad things.
Does it feel innately evil? I don't know if that's something you can ascertain.
Make an alignment check.
Okay.
Go to your
Whoa.
nearest tire shop and get an alignment check on your hammer. Okay? Make an insight check just for the fuck of it. I don't know.
You broke
Are
Joe.
you evil?
Are you evil?
Hammer, tell me, with deep speech written on you, are you evil?
Ah.
I don't know. Seems like a pretty chill hammer, honestly.
Well, we know what that means.
Hammer puts on some sunglasses. Hey, how you doing, Desmond?
Oh my god.
I got a little something cooking up for you.
Desmond takes the magic mushrooms that he bought from the thing, and that's what happens.
Yep.
Oh my lord.
Oh,
Is this happening?
No, I'm not that stupid to take them right now.
Oh my god.
I did.
Or
buy
did you
one
just
of
mean
them,
in
though.
general, Connor? Is this moment happening in real life?
Both.
Mark, you were right. It does. There's a lot of weird energy tonight. Hug.
I thought it was just me.
Yeah,
Pink
no, it's
Dungeons
everybody.
and Dragons, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly.
Correct.
Exactly. Okay. Dope.
Oh God, I forgot about. Yeah, I have a picture of my hair from when that happened. With it being singed off. Good times.
Still so very sorry.
It's okay. I had a great time.
All right.
Well, back to D&D.
Back to Dungeons and Durgans. So
Bianca will hand the hammer back to Desmond and say, I know it looks cool, but you might start to become the thing that you feared back there if you really, really want to dive into what this thing can do.
He furrows his scaly brow at this comment.
She leaves him with an ominous quote.
Ooh. He's still laying on his back. Will crane his head back a little bit to watch her ominously walk away, looking back at the hammer, giving a hearty shrug and putting it back into his cloak.
all right. Sweet. Good stuff. So with that, long rest comes to a conclusion. And our group of adventurers here are free to move on, so they choose.
If we don't find out what's behind this door in the next 15 minutes, I'm gonna scream.
All right. Well, is that where you guys are heading?
Yep.
Yes.
Did
I?
Yes.
All right.
I did want to say that Bianca's demeanor towards Luthien is less piercing and it's more just wary since he was kind of nice about the whole maybe we should take a rest thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's loosening up a little bit, but not fully.
And he was very, very quiet during the entire rest. Did not intentionally did not speak to anybody. Very much so
So-
lost in thought.
Right as we're grouping up, Cecily, before she joins everyone else, will just ask, does anyone know how long we've been down here?
By estimates, over a day.
So, you think it isn't the 26th anymore?
No.
Good. And then she'll just
Why do you
get up and
ask?
join. Don't worry about it.
Well, now we
See,
gotta
that makes me
know.
worry even more. Yeah, I got.
Okay, do you want to talk about this, or do you want to go do the fucking thing we came here to do?
I want to talk about this.
Well, we can do both.
She won't say a word. She regrets bringing it up.
This is your birthday song. It isn't very long.
Joe, did I attune to this hammer, holding on to it overnight?
It's not an attunement item.
Ah, I want to know what it does.
Figure it out. Just like
We'll
we
I
figure
figure
out
think
when
we know
Cecily's
what
birthday
it
is.
does.
Maybe just commit several war crimes while holding it, and then you'll attune to it.
Good.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we should probably. I think Cecily's right.
Okay, scorpion formation.
What's
Or this. Whatever, just
Yes, this.
Mad dash.
whatever we are. Just go. We gotta go.
Here we go.
Oh, accidentally moved all
Oh
the enemies
no,
and left.
me and Ashima
Yeah,
are just
kinda.
chilling.
And accidentally took all the
Oh, it's okay.
enemies. Wait, what?
Is that thing still on fire?
I hope
um,
so.
Bianca. While
Mhm.
we lag behind. What your what would Cecily why would a date be important to her?
I don't know exactly. It depends. Maybe it's a bad day that she doesn't want to remember, but she can't help but think about it, or maybe it's someone significant to a person she knows. Maybe it's maybe she had a dog and it died on this day. I don't know.
Oh, that would be awful.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not an expert on this topic.
Dogs dying or dates being significant?
Both.
Yeah, same. I mean, for me, what days are significant? Birthdays in my family, holidays.
Was it a holiday yesterday in Bella Clara?
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, no.
Hmm. Do people her age celebrate birthdays?
I would assume so. She's from Waterswake. It's not that different than where I grew up.
You also
Maybe it's her
celebrate birthdays?
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know a lot about where she came from or what all led up to her being here. I don't know.
Worth keeping in mind.
I mean, I think you're on the right track. Seems like she definitely does not want us to know, though. So
No.
maybe we'll buy her a cake when we're out of here.
That's customary?
Yeah. Oh, or I can make oatmeal cream pies. They're very, very good.
Excellent. That is exciting.
And then
Have you
about-
never had an oatmeal cream pie?
No, I have. I've never had a birthday.
Oh my gosh! Well, that's what we're doing. We're celebrating your birthday.
No, please,
Yep.
no,
Nope. It's settled.
don't do that. No.
Okay. Joe, you can move on now.
You're so evil.
Don't you dare call upon me to move on from a moment. You do not have that power.
Yeah, no, I will.
I'm writing in my notes
God.
in big bold letters. Celebrate Ashima's birthday.
He'll just kind of like, very much more like Connor than Ashima. He'll just sputter out. Like, what? No.
Yay.
That is a very Connor thing to do. Now he just needs to say fucking shit.
No, he will not do that.
I wait for the day.
Okay. So with that, Ashima and Bianca, you stop lagging behind. You finally rejoin the group, and there you see the door in front of you. You have been searching for all this time. Lies in front of you. 4 runic symbols. One of an owl, one of crossed blades, one of the skull of an elk, and one of the profile of a raven. Glowing in different colors of blue, red, green, and yellow. And Keothi having all 4 stones. She takes them out of her bag, holding 2 in each hand, and she looks to the group of you, and she says,
I do not know what is behind that door. But I can tell you, from the deepest parts of my heart, that I'm glad I'm opening it with all of you.
Well, thought I was gonna die 4 or 5 times already, so what's one more? Go ahead.
I'm glad we're helping you see this through, Keothi. I hope this is where we actually start to find answers for you.
I hope so as well. Oh. Well, suppose no need to continue to wait.
Wait. Before we go in, I just wanted to say one thing to everybody. I'm really sorry about everything. And Ashima told me a few hours ago that it's best not to think of the things that are out of our control, and I just wanted to apologize for being foolish a few times, and I promise I'm going to do right by all of you, and I'm going to do better, and I'm going to be better, and I'm going to grow up some. I wanted to say that before whatever the hell we're going to see in there comes our way.
Bianca's gonna
I love you all.
Oh. Bianca's gonna put her hand on Desmond's shoulder and just squeeze it tightly and give him a nod. I believe you. Thank you.
And you can see Keothi smile. And she was walking towards the door, but then she walks back to you. And she just gives you a hug. Oh.
Healthy hugs have to be the best.
She's already so warm. It's just like being inside a heated building. She squeezes, but not too tight, not too soft, just right. And then let's go. I love you too, Desmond.
I'm gonna cry. I love
Ah.
POV so much. Joe, if you ever take her away from us, I'm going to riot.
Be more like a kiln.
Yeah, but if it's a heated building for the big folks, I would just cook like a turkey.
Yeah.
No.
You'd come out and it'd be like a Thanksgiving Ashima.
Oh.
Alrighty. So with that, she walks over towards the door, and you can see as she's holding all
Wait,
four.
real quick.
Oh,
Does
yes.
does Luthien look especially like nervous or anxious or like
Ooh.
excited?
Make an insight
Sorry.
check. Make an insight check.
Yay!
Make that bad boy.
You're right. Now's a good time to check. Hopefully he's not like, yes, yes.
Please be good.
9.
I mean,
Very good.
to be fair, I'm like that right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Look excited. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, I mean, he just seems to be anxious, sort of looking at the door and then looking back to all of you and looking at the door and looking back to all of you. Just almost like he doesn't exactly know what's behind the door and is nervous to see what it might be, especially after everything that's happened.
Okay. If she catches his eye, she's gonna do one of those like smile, like not like a smile, like "Hey, yeah, buddy," but like one of those, like Midwestern smiles, kind of like nods, where you're like that, like not quite smile, like you just stretch your lips and it's just like more
It's
mouth.
just a line.
Yeah, you're just kind of like trying to say like, "You good?" Because we're doing this.
Okay. And he just kind of nods anxiously, not exactly sure how to interpret the Midwest smile as he's not from there.
That's fair. Neither is Bianca.
Yeah.
So
Most of our viewers wouldn't know.
Yeah.
no.
Oh, man.
The polite white person just passing each other on the street smile.
It's okay. I just did it on camera. They now know.
Oh, there.
There you go. Beautiful. Alrighty. So she approaches, and as she does, you can see that as she sets each stone on the symbol and goes to twist it, it stays there. And you can see sort of veins begin to crack from each point, and eventually meeting in the center where she twists one, and then a second one, and then a third one. And you can see that in this area, as it's not been as cold as it was on the surface, she'd taken her gloves off. And in all honesty, a lot of her more winterized clothes, especially from the cold, is not as bad in here as it is above. And you can see that some of those birthmarks, especially on her hands and up to about her forearms, are glowing, shifting between that red and blue and gold and green, sort of back and forth. She twists and cracks, and eventually on this large circular door, the cracks begin to form symbols, and the entire wall slowly begins to twist and turn, almost like a dial on a safe, just back and forth and back and forth, until eventually the right combination is struck and the door slowly begins to open. And what you see before you, so for one, I'm going to show you the image and then I'm going to open the door. So the first thing that you see is in the very center of this absolutely huge room, domed ceiling and everything, is what looks to be some type of obelisk at the very center of the room, giving off this shifting between pale teal and sickly green color back and forth. A stone etched with different carvings and markings that is just spraying this color all over the room. Like I said, shifting between teal and that sickly green, looking something like this.
Ooh.
That's really cool.
So that is what you see in the center of the room. That's the first thing that catches your eye. But then you start to see the person that drew you down here in the first place. Daku. You can see him standing next to whatever that giant stone is, and next to him you can see this animal. What looks to be like some type of dog, a mutt, a hound, but seething with flame and fire. Bianca, something that is all too familiar to you. Some type of fiend. And as all of you enter, really standing there in the doorway, he looks to all of you. And he smiles. And you can see that pale golden skin underneath that charcoal black painted face from the nose up. The tattered robes he wears, and you can see those glistening white teeth peel back behind his lips as he looks to you and smiles. Wow. You finally made it. I saw that you were taking quite a time. Resting. I didn't want to interrupt your sleep, though. Did you all bring the gifts, the presents that I gave you? You must have, right? Please tell me you did.
Cecily will look to the rest of the party, and unless someone else is going to say something first, she'll turn. We took a shit on him and threw him down a hole.
No, I don't think that's right. Check your pockets. I think they're there.
And for any of you who take the bait and look in your pockets, what wasn't there a moment ago, you reach in, pull it out, and is that same figurine, that same statuette.
Daku, I feel it in my pocket,
Oh, good.
but I will not reach for it.
Oh.
I think, one way or another, we ought to be done taking your orders.
You must understand, it's not me you're taking orders from.
No, you're simply a puppet on strings. I'm aware. Which
Proud
makes
to
it all the
be.
more insulting. But we're done.
Oh. Oh. Oh, yes, I understand. Well, that's fine, then, I suppose. I just would like to let you know. Even if you're not seeing my face, you'll continue to be influenced by his voice. You think I'm the only one you've met along your journey who serves him? There have been 5 others. Each one poking and prodding you and your companions in the right direction to bring you here. Honestly, he was hoping that the threats that he put in your way would have thinned you out a little bit, but you're resilient.
So resilient, so strong. Which is why he likes you so much. You know, we've been trying to get that door open for a long time. But the problem we kept running into was, well, a living Goliath. We didn't have one of those. All we had were dead ones. And the magic just didn't work. But now, you found our little puzzle pieces scattered throughout the ruins. And you opened the door. Which is nice because you see this stone behind me. Well, it's not just a beautiful light decoration. It's, think of it like a doorway. Except if you know the right key, the door will open anywhere you want it to. Oh. So, you all have done what you needed to. And I've talked to him, and I like you, and he likes you as well. So, if he's willing to offer you a deal. And truly, it's very simple. Very simple. It's all you need to do is walk away. That's it. Walk away and, well, this will all seem like a bad nightmare. Many, many, many moons from now. You've done what you've needed to. Now, as you called yourselves in the tourney, I think it's time for you to live up to your name. Yes, I heard about the tourney. Good job. As I said, I have eyes everywhere. He has eyes everywhere. Even in the places you least expect.
Cecily will take a step forward.
Hell yeah, Cecily.
We already walked away from you once. We did not come down here to do it again.
Well then, and that means you intend to join him. Join me.
Bianca will smile at that. Absolutely not. And she'll take out her sword and get ready.
Take out your sword, and you can see the hellhound next to him begin to growl as those bouts of flames begin to pour out of its mouth. And he says, One more thing. I understand you're chomping at the bit, but he said that this might happen. So I think it's only fair that well, I'll let him say it. And you can see Daku just bow his head and close his eyes. And when they reopen, his eyes, the lids vanish, and the sockets are nothing but dark flame crackling within his spheres. The face of Daku smiles, but it is different. As you can hear his voice begin to echo throughout the room in a voice that is not Daku's. So, you all are they. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. So, if Daku is calling upon me, that must mean one thing and one thing alone. You either have extended a hand to join me, or you have chosen pain. I can tell you this right now. You either join me in the land of the living, or you serve as my thrall in the land of the dead. So what shall it be? As I already know so much about you. I would love
I
to
think
have
either
you join
way,
me.
you're going to have to kill me first.
Cecily of the old blood of Yggdrasil. Bianca Thrall. Shu Peregrine. Keothi Kalukatho. Suni, the stalwart. Powassa, the last of a failed line. And then Luthien. You seem shaken, my boy, having a change of heart. You know what you want, Luthien. And you know I can give it to you. So really, what's more valuable to you? That little girl of yours? Or the opinion of 6 strangers? And you can see Luthien darting his eyes back and forth between you 6 and back up to Daku, back and forth and back and forth. And you can see him draw his sword. Well, I suppose that we shall just have to see then, shall we? His arm shaking, the blade barely holding steady. Oh, very well. And you can see him turn towards the waystone. He flicks his hands in a few different ways. The magic flowing out like a font of energy, swirling around that area, and you can see a portal opening on one side, and barring through that portal is this large, grotesque creature. It almost looks like a vulture, but the size of that mind witness, just screaming, shaking the room with each stomp of its feet. And you can see Daku turn towards you, and the voice of him begin to ring out. Very well.
If you will not be my servants willingly, then death will bring you to me. Have your fun, Daku.
You can see the flame extinguishes, and Daku's golden green eyes return. As he smiles, the creature standing behind him, preparing to charge at the six of you on the other end of the hallway. And on that note, unsure of whether Luthien will be joining you or fighting against you, that is sadly where we're going to have to end tonight's session. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Yeah.
Many emotions.
Yeah, I get it though. I would not want to do this without Evan.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, no.
yeah. Just-
Evan shows up next to you. Oh, wait, what's going on, guys?
Yeah, just because of the chances of Poe dying, I don't think it's, exponentially higher than it has been the rest of the time, but it makes me a lot more nervous if he's not able to pilot himself.
Right.
So on the threat of that, literally combat, and also the threat of whoever that guy's voice was. I don't know.
Whoever that guy is, yeah.
Geez, it was
Yeah.
probably Imariel in all honesty. God, what a fucking asshole,
Sounded
right?
like Imariel.
Wait.
You're back.
Wait.
You did care about me, Master Drenor.
Cool with them
God.
real here.
Evan,
Alrighty.
come back quickly so we can do it today.
Oh, I
come back
know.
now.
I
Come
know.
back right now.
At least we'll have next Tuesday.
Well,
Well,
no,
Well, yeah, no, we have to wait another
we
week.
can't play next Tuesday.
oh wait, really?
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, he put that in the group
Oh
chat.
shit, that's right. And then I said,
Oh my God.
dang
Oh.
nabbit.
God. Oh.
Well, that's-
God. Oh God. Oh man. Oh God.
Oh, that's rough, buddy. God. Well, looks like it'll be a rerun of this one next week. While they
Fuck.
try and strategize as to what they're gonna do now that there's a big ass vulture thing.
And if
That's so
Luthien
sad.
chooses the wrong side,
Did
Yeah.
we complete Luthien' loyalty quest in time?
I don't know.
He might
I
die
don't
on the Normandy,
think
in
so.
honesty.
I
Yeah.
think only Oshima started the quest, and then we just never.
Yeah, I didn't finish
we
it.
never
Sorry.
Yeah.
finished it.
I'm really bad about finishing quests.
Bianca to Luthien. Oh wow, yeah, that's accurate. Oh god. Alrighty. No, it was an
In the
image
Discord.
that Cameron posted in the Discord. Yeah.
Oh,
Alrighty. Well, thank you everybody so much for watching tonight. I know the energy was weird, but hey, that's D&D. And who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen next session? Maybe next session will be the final session of the Salamander Code.
oh my
Oh
god.
god.
Oh,
I got a backup character just in case.
I'm just kidding. I think you guys will win. It'll just depend if you completed Luthien' loyalty arc.
Oh no.
He's
Alright,
truly
well-
a level 20 swordsman, just like 9
Well,
attacks.
if we attack Luthien first, we don't have to wonder. It'll just be dead.
Didn't you hear Joe? He's a level 20 swords master.
Yeah, man.
Well, might as well start them.
Well, all of us combined
Okay,
are
Rob.
4, 8, 12, 16, 20. All of us combined are level 24, so we can take him.
There you go. That's a good point. Thanks, guys. Night. All right. Bye, Arnie Nimbus.
Worry about
It was great
everything
having
else
you
later.
on, or great having you back. Love that. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will be back next week with a rerun this Friday with the Explorers of Ephera, and this Saturday with the Isles of Iverion, and next Tuesday with a rerun of this episode. So thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next week. Farewell. Bye-bye.